Hi, my name is Dan Corbett. I'm the managing partner with Black Iron Group. Today I want to talk to you about using Odoo in your professional services firm. I'll show you how you can track CRM, build quotes, invoice, and manage all your projects in one app. But first, a shameless plug. We're in our 20th year of business here at Black Iron, and for 20 years we've helped customers refine their sales, inventory, CRM, and accounting practices. We've extended their reach and automated and grown their business. That's kept customers coming back to us, and now for that we're very grateful. We have experience in most of the big ERPs out there in the world, and that experience tells us that Odoo is poised to become the next big thing in ERP software. Unlike traditional ERP systems, Odoo offers a comprehensive suite of integrated applications that can be tailored to fit the specific needs of any business, regardless of the size. Odoo's effective pricing model makes it accessible for startups and SMEs, while its robust features streamline operations and efficiency. But what about professional services firms specifically? With Odoo, we can help professional services teams streamline and manage their costs and control future projects. They can win more jobs by streamlining proposal creation with templated quotes. They can track leads and opportunities and customer interactions in one CRM. They can automate follow-ups, and they can integrate even e-signature into the tool for faster delivery. They can also manage costs with real-time project management, automated timesheets, and vendor and purchase agreements if they're buying stuff to kind of put into the various places. It's also got integrated accounting built right in, as you can see here on the pieces. All that gives you the ability to track that in real time and manage it through the dashboard app right here inside of Odoo. All right, so let's jump in. Our Odoo customer manages projects. They work through a variety of sources through leads, trade shows, website, G2. Proposals are built and tracked inside of the system. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Odoo's got a built-in website management system right in the tool, all part of the subscription. And on that, I built out a sample contact us page that gives me the ability to track the information and have that right into Odoo. I'm going to put you on pause and go ahead and create this, and you'll see what that looks like. All right, I filled out a form for Dan at Black Iron Group, who works for the best Odoo customer ever, and I'm going to submit this. We're going to go take a look at it inside of the tool. Okay, so it's a demo org, but essentially that came through the website and wrote an opportunity here in Odoo. We're going to jump in there and kind of track it. First thing we're going to do is set up a call with Dan, and then we're going to get their needs and build out a quote. So let's go do that real quick. Inside the tool, I want to schedule a meeting. So if I click on meeting up here, I can set different availabilities by saying I want to propose some slots. So maybe I want to talk to them this afternoon at 2 o'clock. We'll give that for a half hour. And maybe I want to talk to them here, and tomorrow I'll give them 3 or 4 shots as well. Essentially, when I get this, I can copy this link and send it out to this customer. So let's get a look at that. In the opportunity itself, I'm going to hit send message. When I open this up, I'm just going to pick one of the templates that I've already written out there in the system. I'll do the welcome demo. And essentially, this will build out kind of a lead for me, an email for me that says, hey, you know, how you doing and what are you doing? I'm going to insert the link I just created, and I'm going to send this out to Dan. I'm going to show you what that looks like when I get it. Quick note, you'll see that all of the different chatter, essentially is what Odoo calls it, the records that we pass back and forth are stored over here on the side. We can see that information as kind of the activity timeline over here. So Mitchell sent me an email. It's basically here. It's got my name and my name in the system and kind of the basic stuff. And if I click on this review, it's going to take me out to the system and show me what we've got out in the world. That's the wrong link. It shows me all the times that I've got out there. So on the 14th, you saw I did 2. I've got 4 out here. And if I pick one and confirm that appointment, oops, I forgot to put in my name, but you guys get the feel for it. It'll basically let me add it to the Outlook, and it'll put it into the record back in Odoo. So let's go look at that. You'll notice up here that the meeting, next meeting smart tab kind of changed, and I've got my appointment listed out here in the system. So at this point, I'm going to schedule that call and work through the process with them. I kind of know what they want to do, so let's go ahead and create a quote from this. To do that, I simply hit New Quotation, and from here, I simply add the catalog from what I want to basically put together. I'm going to pick only, because it's a big demo org, professional services, and you'll see kind of those records. So I probably want to do, basic information about my BPR session, I want to grab some lead management probably. I already said that we were going to do CRM and a couple of other things. Let me do that for you. All right, so I grab some basic information. In a quick catalog build, I see all the items that I want to put together, and I grab those here. I've now got a quote to this customer. I can use Quote Builder here, but it's not really as good as what we need. The cool thing is Odoo links with PandaDoc, so you could build out a professional-looking quote document. I'm going to show you what my sample looks like here. Okay, running through the PandaDocs piece, it basically builds you out a template. I do it in Word because you're obviously going to need to make some changes, but essentially it draws that document for you. It fills out the paragraphs for you. So I've got CRM and quoting, I've got sales, I've got inventory, and I've got manufacturing here in my list. Rolling down on the document gives me some information about what the services are. This is an embedded Excel spreadsheet in Word. We basically filled in the hours to kind of get to the answer. I also have a template here for a project plan. I like to do that. Odoo's not going to build the project plan for you in here, but you can essentially do that and really get a very professional looking document that you can send out to these customers as you put it together. Really slick tool, gives you a much better kind of not standard quoting kind of document, but something a lot more kind of purpose built for your customers as you put it together. Okay, so back in Odoo, let's go back to our implementation and win the deal. How's that sound? We win the deal, we go to our quote, and essentially we're going to go ahead and create an invoice from here. All right, you'll notice when I won, it automatically created a project and task for me. I'll get to that in just a second, but first, let's go ahead and create an invoice for this so that we can bill the customer. We're going to do a down payment of 50%. You can default this in, I didn't do it. And if I create that craft, it will essentially create an invoice for me for 50% of the amount of the deal that I've basically got. So in this example, you're getting a down payment, you're getting 50%. It even was the accounting piece for you. And if I confirm and I pay that, essentially now I've got the money for the deposit. It's time to get started on the project. Let's go back to the quote and look at that. Jumping into the project, I can see sort of the basic setups. There's not a whole lot here. We can obviously fill in some of these fields, pre-fill them, or we can describe it as we roll it together. Essentially what happened, though, is every one of those items that I added became a task here in the project. So let's get these assigned out to individual users and see what that looks like. Okay, as we sort of put this together, I've got assignments. That's what these initials mean. If I hover it over, it shows me that's Dan Corbett. And that's Joel Schroeder. And I've even moved some of my tasks into in progress sort of functions. So now I've got some basic information about the project. As a user, I can really kind of take advantage of this so that I can manage my project as I put together. And I've got 3 simple milestones up here, but we could certainly build as many as your project sort of needs, stages to kind of put this together so that we can capture that information for the project and keep everybody well informed. Okay, but as professional services firms know well, you can't make any money if you're not billing time. So let's get to it. I'm going to add a line real quick, and I'm going to say we're working on this Odoo project. So let's go find it first. I can't remember the number. That's 69, so we grab that. And let's start on our first task as our business process review and start to work through that piece. I think I'm going to spend 8 hours on it on the 14th, and when I save and close, that adds a line. From here, I'm just going to start adding more lines and give you a picture of what the timesheet can look like. Okay, I was pretty busy, obviously, at 42 hours on one project, but you kind of get the feel for it, right? We can essentially put this together. My Odoo implementation has all of my tasks on it, and it's pretty easy as a user once you get in there. Once you pick the first project, it's basically just showing you tasks after that once you hit this add the line. And so you can go pretty quick to kind of put this together. At this point, I essentially have a timesheet saved. I'm going to save another one for another customer, another resource behind the scenes, and we're going to invoice for this, and you're going to see how it does it against the 50%. Let's go do that. Okay, back in our project, you see the hours that we kind of put together. We've got them sort of listed down here on each of the individual tasks. And if I click into the sales order, back where we were before, I've got essentially all my stuff, my down payment for $17,550. At this point, I want to create a new invoice, a regular invoice, and essentially Odoo is going to say, all right, well, we've got 17 grand out there, basically the deposit. we've got 22 grand that we can bill, which means that if we just, pull out the down payment, we basically have 2242 to do. It's super easy to kind of put this together. Imagine trying to do this in QuickBooks. This is 3 clicks, and your accounting team is basically out the door with these professional-looking invoices. All right, back in the project, another thing that you kind of need to do with great regularity for clients is report status. Either report status on where you are and what you need to do, or report status on the hours. Either way, there's a quick and easy way to kind of get that built inside of Odoo. So I just made 2 clicks. I had the Gantt chart of the Kanban, and then I put this together to show me what I've got to do and what I've got in progress. It basically shows me the hours that I have out there and where I stand against those. Now, I did this in a demo org, so I did a terrible job, but you can imagine that this kind of work with just a screen print, you can write whatever you've got for a status report, use Panda Docs to put it together if you want to, but embed this chart in there to kind of give you a feel for what we're doing on the project and get that out to the customer to keep them informed. Finally, for your executives, you're going to need to be able to track where you are on projects at all time. And Odoo's got a great built-in kind of dashboard piece. We can also build our own, but essentially we can use information in the system once it's there to build out project databases, project dashboards that tell me what my tasks like, what my hours look like, how long it's taken. Of course, it's demo work, so it went really fast. And where that kind of lines up. You can see who my people are and how many hours they've logged on the projects, and we can see what the projects look like in terms of hours too. All of this data gives us a really quick and clever way to kind of put this information to good use. If you're a professional services firm struggling with whatever in QuickBooks to kind of manage this, I'm telling you, Odoo will change your life. So that's what I've got. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to cut it up into tiny pieces so you can see it, and I won't wear you out with a long 11-minute video. But I did want you to get a feel, if you're a professional services firm, about how this whole scoop can work. $47 a month for Odoo gives us essentially what I just built here today. You have an extra fee for the Panda Docs piece to build a proposal, but it's a remarkable tool. All in one. Think about all the stuff that you're doing in all these different systems. Combining it into one place gives you a tremendous competitive advantage. We'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me, dan@blackirongroup.com. It'll be in the videos as we sort of put this together. Slack, LinkedIn, there's a lot of different ways to get us, but we would love to work with you. Thanks for listening.